Baseball's back, and the Mariners just played their first spring training game against the Chicago White Sox. In this video, we're going to talk about my 3 big takeaways from Game 1. Now again, it's spring training, so there's not a whole lot that we can really delve into here to say, hey, this is important, or this is something that we should look out for the rest of the season, because it's one game, it's spring training. You guys saw how the Mariners took the lead in the 9th inning, right? None of this matters. But the first one I want to talk about is that Jackson Koar did look pretty good. He had 2 strikeouts in 1 clean inning for the Seattle Mariners. And I think that what we saw out of him was something we could see for the rest of the season. It could propel him into a spot in this Mariners bullpen, which I think we all kind of expect. Maybe him being a long man or something like that. But also, I would not be shocked to see him being more of a setup guy or someone who the Mariners turn to in pivotal innings. With what we saw out of Jackson Koar, we understand why the Mariners wanted him, because if anybody can fix Jackson Koar, it is the Mariners. Now, obviously, Koar came over in that trade with Jarred Kelenic involved, sent to the Atlanta Braves. So, hey, maybe if the Mariners got something out of that trade other than just dumping salary as well as dumping Jarred Kelenic's attitude, great. But overall, I think that Jackson Koar might be looking like a guy who's going to have a spot in the upcoming season. Now, we didn't get to see like Mitch Haniger, Julio Rodriguez, Luke Raley, or those guys in the outfield, but the infield was mainly set, of course, with Tai France at first, Jorge Polanco over there at second base, JP at shortstop, and of course, Josh Rojas at third base, with Luis Urias struggling with his shoulder issue. And Tai France looked pretty good. Noticeably leaner for Tai France. He went 1 for 1 with a double down the left field line, as well as advancing on a fly ball to center field. He tagged up at second base. He looked faster. He did. Tai France losing a little bit of that belly, I guess, made him look a little bit faster. He wasn't big to begin with, but maybe just the lean mass, like muscle build on his body is going to be something that's going to make Tai France go from like the 1st percentile in sprint speed to like the 4th. You know what I mean? Something like that. And he, of course, got hit by a pitch. It just wouldn't be a Mariners game if Tai France didn't get hit by a pitch. I'll be interested to see how much Tai plays over the next few weeks or so, as, of course, we're at the beginning of spring training. Towards the end of the spring training Cactus League season, though, I'd expect to see him in there every single day, because it's pretty important that we know where we stand with Tai France going into 2024. I have high hopes for him in 2024. I think he's going to be a big bounce-back candidate. I think that the work that he did at Driveline will hopefully show some sort of result early on in the season and here at the end of spring training as well. And in spring training, you always get to see the prospects, and the future looks really, really bright for the Mariners. Of course, the first home run of the Cactus League season was from Samad Taylor, who took over at second base for Jorge Polanco. But we saw Tyler Locklear go 3 for 3. Alberto Rodriguez is hitting 500, going 1 for 2 while driving in a run and scoring a run in this game. Jonathan Clase was 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. And of course, he went from second to home on a ball bobbled by the second baseman, who then threw it behind him, and Clase scored. We also saw a sac fly from Cole Young, of course, the Mariners' #1 prospect. So all in all, the young guys in spring training, that's who you really want to watch when you're watching spring training, because those are the guys who are fighting for a spot on this team. Obviously, we know that the main guys already have a spot on this team, but you look at the Tyler Locklears, Cole Youngs, Alberto Rodriguez, these are guys that could be coming up later on this season. So it's better to see them perform well than to perform poorly. It wouldn't matter either way, to be honest with you. Who really cares about spring training stats? But it's better to see them perform well. And you know what? I'm just going to add one more takeaway in there because I want to, and that is that Chaos Ball is back. If you watch that 9th inning, you know that Chaos Ball is back. My goodness, watching them throw the ball around the infield, throwing the ball over the second baseman's head. Obviously, the Mariners tied up the game on a bad throw from the left fielder, which scored the runner from third base. I think that this Mariners team might get their mojo back with some Chaos Ball. Who knows? Now, again, it's just the first game of spring training. There's still so many more to go. What, like 20 more games this spring? And I'm going to be down there from March 10th through the 16th, so make sure to say hi to me if you see me there. Now check out this video on the screen right now. Do it now. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.